Hello, everyone watching, everyone listening in Discord at the moment. This is MetaVerse Explorer, and we have a small AMA with the Fabric team member, the community lead, DataBitz. So this is happening right now in the Grape Discord. On the left hand of the screen, you can see the Grape Discord itself with DataBitz on stage. We have 25 members in the Discord at the moment listening. And on the right hand side, we have the Fabric homepage for you, and we also have the staking page for you. We've also going to see some of the roadmaps, look at their Twitter, and look at all that sort of stuff. So there are some questions already planned, and I have my own questions as well for the Fabric team. But first, we'll let DataBitz introduce himself. Is it DataBitz or Data?
DataBitz, it doesn't really matter.
Right, cool. Okay, so DataBitz, can you tell us about yourself, please?
Right, well, I'm known as DataBitz, right, in the community, the Fabric Discord. My background is mainly in marketing and videography, but I started as a Fabric airdrop holder, just like, everybody else, mainly.
Nice,
That
nice.
started out. And I held my bag of cope and got rewarded handsomely with a bunch of airdrops. And shout out to Siri for that. So pretty much that's how I started out here, and ended up being asked to be a moderator. And I feel like I did put in the work necessary for me to be a community lead, and I'm extremely excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. And it looks like you got your bosses in the audience as well. Are you a bit nervous at all?
Actually, no, they're pretty cool. They're pretty funny too. So we always joke around. So I feel like the ice is already broken with them.
Oh, that's
So
good. That's good.
it's
You need,
it's
you need
it's
a
a
good
pretty chill
workplace.
environment.
Yeah, nice, nice.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. So tell us, you are the community lead of Fabric. What is Fabric for those of us that don't know? I myself know because like yourself, I got my Fab LP drop. Tell us what is Fabric, please.
So Fabric is a decentralized synthetic asset issuance protocol. We're aiming to pretty much open the doors to people who have smaller accounts so they can trade commodities or stocks on the Solana network just as easy as they can to trade to acquire and trade cope or radium or things like that.
Right, cool. Okay. And I know you guys have a whole bunch of stuff planned, and I have your roadmap here as well. So we'll probably talk about that later. But at the moment, I'm actually on your homepage, and we see you work with Mercurial, Pith, Apesite, I never know how to say it, and Parrot. I don't know how exactly you guys operate with Parrot. What's the relationship there?
Parrot at the moment, honestly, we don't have any information out for how we're partnered with them.
Ah, okay.
So that's actually, yeah, still under the hood.
Okay, cool. So we've heard about the product, which is Fabric. You guys are going to be making derivatives, lots of stuff. What about your team? Who is the team behind you? Who is your boss? And how does the team structure work at the moment?
So pretty much right now we have Bodhi and Dead Beef, which they are lead and co-lead developers, and we have Verts who works in with the UI and the UX, and there is myself who is now community lead, and we do have also part-time contributors with social media and marketing and business development. But given the success of the Fab Punks, we're now primed and in the process of hiring for a number of roles, including front and back end developers, marketing and community management, as well as more specialized roles such as candidates with derivatives trading, economics, and TradeFi experience.
Awesome. It sounds like you guys are really starting to scale up. And this is all just from the Fab Punk sale, or was it some VC investor funds as well?
So that's one of the things that differentiates us from some of our competitors is that we have no VC funding.
Awesome.
So the way we raised the money for Fab Punks is a little, I guess, more of a new way because it's not really seen and it's not common. But since we decided to raise money with the Fab Punks as well as airdrop some to our OG liquidity providers in the pool, since they faced some impermanent loss during these major pumps. Um, we were able to raise some money as well as bring some value to the community. And with this money that we raised, we're able to pretty much push these things even faster.
Yeah, right. It really does sound like you've got a good war chest now to start building the products that you guys are. And like from my point of view, everything that's on your roadmap that we see now on screen, I mean, you guys have started to deliver on all of these things. So that's incredible that you guys have been able to like bootstrap yourselves, and now you actually have a war chest to go from.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because people have noticed how we did that for ourselves. So we're able to develop partnerships with other protocols on Solana because they like the way we did the bootstrapping ourselves, and now they would like for us to help them do the same. And that's pretty much one of the best parts about the way OX, Dead Beef, and Bodhi have pretty much started all this, because um, I don't know if people remember, but people were pronouncing us dead because we had no liquidity, we had no buyers.
Yeah, in the
I
beginning.
remember exactly. I remember myself, I was one of the few who was putting in buy orders and they would instantly get filled. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here, is because I noticed that Dead Beef and Bodhi were always just low key working. And even though it was slow, they were always delivering.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's really hard to find. But when you do find it, it kind of feels off because, it's slow progress. But when you do find it, I mean, it's you got to pretty much put some, pretty much put your money where your
Where
mouth
your mouth
is,
is.
or
Yeah,
where your
yeah.
mind is. Yeah,
Like it does, I
exactly.
have no dev experience, but I definitely do know that these sorts of things, these protocols, do take a lot of time, and sometimes when the price doesn't perform well enough, the community kind of gets a little bit upset.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
it's expected, because I mean, I would be the same way, honestly, if I put a certain amount of money in and I expected some results. But
yeah,
it's
um,
okay.
yeah. That's okay. Let's change gears for a little bit. So, you guys are making this product on Solana at the moment. Who would you say is your current competition? Synthetify, perhaps. Who do you guys have in your sights?
Yeah, we've known about Synthetify for a while, right? So, they're pretty, a pretty common known project in Solana for synthetics. But another protocol that we just noticed that has um, pretty much, I guess, shown up out of nowhere, because we honestly didn't hear about them until maybe a few weeks ago. It
Yeah,
was Incept Protocol. I'm not sure if you heard of
I
them.
have heard of them. I haven't looked into them, but I have heard it.
Right. I mean, they don't have much to show yet, but I mean, it looks like they have some pretty good backers, some people who invested in them. So,
Awesome.
I mean, there's always room for competition. So there's really, no hate towards anybody here.
If anyone in the audience can find the link for Incept, let's have a look at them as well. So, okay, cool. Thanks for saying who you think are some of the competitors are. So I think we'll shift to the Fab Punks. I think there was a bit of controversy there. What kind of information can you share with us?
The controversy was that pretty much people thought it was a cash grab, and they expected us to, I guess, partner up with influencers the way other people were partnering up, and focus on sweeping the floors and things like that. Because I have been myself a part of a lot of NFT projects, and I know how pretty much they all operate. They operate basically from hype, right?
Yep,
And
that's
most
true.
of them have no utility. Most of them. I'm not saying that all of them do not, but most of them do not. And here, if people who have been here with Fabric for a while know that we deliver, but progress is sometimes a little slower than most things, since we have a small team. But now, since our team is growing, obviously that'll ramp up. But pretty much, we weren't partnering up with influencers. We weren't sweeping the floors the way they like to, say it. Pretty much all the royalties right now are going straight to Fab Punk holder, sorry, Fab Punk holders, and for the first month. So after that, half of those royalties will go to the developers so that they can continue to build Fabric. But pretty much the controversy was that we weren't putting in pretty much the same work that other NFT projects were. But the utility mainly for Fab Punks is that they will be owning a part of the Fabric ecosystem, because when the decentralized app comes out for the synthetics, they will also be earning some of the trading fees
Yep.
from the DApp. So that's the main utility of the Fab Punk, which obviously is, in my opinion, more important than hyping up the floor and things like that.
Yep. Okay, so what about? I think there was a few concerns in the community about the mint rarities of the Fab Punks. Do you know about this?
Um, which mint rarities? I'm sorry, I
So
don't know
so
which concern.
yeah, so I think the concerns were that the some of the punks, I think the top 500 or top 1,000 were the rarest, and the ones after that, similar to the ones that were dropped to people, were had just common traits at all throughout. Is that accurate? Is that an accurate description, or that didn't happen at all? Can you give us any info?
Yes, there was an issue with the rarest being first, but um, at the time, I guess pretty much everybody had the an equal fair chance at getting them. It was just first come first serve, and yeah, pretty much there was an issue with that, um, and it's not something that we've denied. Pretty much, yeah. The first punks were the rarest.
Right. Okay. Um, just a follow up question: are you guys going to do anything about it, or you're happy to leave it? It was first come first serve, so I guess they were lucky.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely was. We're not here to deny any of this. Pretty much, it's on chain.
Yeah.
It's something that we'll discuss pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. No problems. Thanks for some clarity for that. Um, what? So one thing that comes to mind from the previous conversation you were saying was the royalties. So as you might know, there's a bit of drama, fuss in Solana at the moment in regards to the royalties and NFTs and listings. Are you familiar with this issues happening at the moment?
Yeah, definitely, because I own a bunch of the NFTs who have pretty much pulled back their royalties. Like the Piggy Soul Gang,
Yep.
they had connected their piggies to Alpha Art, and just like everybody else, I expected some of those royalties from the marketplace, and yeah, they backtracked completely, and I definitely, I mean, I lost obviously value
Yeah.
in my NFTs, but it's part of the game. You can't really be upset about it. But pretty much, our stance is that we're going to pretty much just keep being decentralized. We're not looking to list that on any centralized marketplaces if it
Okay.
means removing royalties from Fab Punks, and we're also looking for a way to pretty much have everybody collect their royalties in a decentralized way where we don't have to rely on anybody's input for everybody to receive their royalties.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, a workaround sort
Yeah.
of.
So you're continuing to just do the royalties, but you're not really concerned about being listed on FTX or any other exchange that might cause some security issues.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're pretty much gonna stick to the decentralized way.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay. So I'm currently on the staking tab at the moment on the Fabric website. So I know you guys made an announcement just not long ago, actually, about triple yield. Is that accurate?
Yes, that is accurate. So our our first pool, the Fab USDC LP pool, is coming to an end this Friday. We first announced it in, was it the 24th of July of this year? And it honestly feels like it was just yesterday, but um, in the first few days, we went from around $3,000 in liquidity to $100,000, and right now it's sitting at over 1 million and total value locked.
Yeah, TVL,
And
shut up.
yeah, pretty much. And this Friday, it will come to an end. The rewards will end on that pool, and we will have a new Fab USDC pool where not only will you receive Fabric rewards, but you will also receive Apex and G Sale. So it's a little something that we're bringing to the community.
Yeah, so I don't think I've actually seen a pool in Solana that maybe in another chain somewhere where it gives you three rewards for one LP pool. Is this the first on Solana? Is it?
Yes, it is the first on Solana, and we're extremely excited to bring this to everybody. We hope that pretty much others will also follow along and start bringing these rewards to all the people who provide value to these pools. And yeah, we're pretty much happy to be pioneers of the first triple yield.
Cool. So this is original code. Have you guys gotten an audit at all for this stuff?
No, we have not. But I feel like yeah, we have just a proven track record of having of some good TVL on the Osmosis ecosystem. Pretty much.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
I feel like we're trustworthy at this point.
Yeah, yeah. So like, but in the future, when you guys are managing like 50 million plus, 100 million plus, is there like an idea to get any kind of auditing? I know auditing on Solana is super hard at the moment, but is there any plans later?
Definitely, yeah. It's on our. It's just one of the reasons that our decentralized app was pushed back to Q1 of 2022. It was initially supposed to be released this quarter, but the reason why it was pushed back to Q1 is because we're looking to get audits on the platform. So pretty much, we are looking to get as many audits as possible, pretty much on the DApp.
Right. Okay. Okay. So once we get these triple yields here in the Fab USD pool, what happens to the other pools? Do they also end? The Apex USD, GSale USD?
No, those pools do not end. Pretty much the only pool that ends is the first Fab USDC pool.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the roadmap, if we can. So we know that the actual application has been postponed till Q1 next year.
Mm-hmm.
What else is happening at Fab Punk at the moment? What are you guys working on at the moment? And what's the next kind of hurdle you guys are trying to overcome?
Pretty much right now. I'm sorry. Right now, what we're looking to do is pretty much, first of all, integrate these triple yield pools, right? And as you can see on the roadmap, we can see that we're also looking to release the Fabric Smart Swap router, basically the aggregator with an intelligent order router, breaking down large orders into multi-venue minimal slippage orders. And this is pretty much the top priorities at the moment.
Right. That router, sorry to interrupt, that router, it's not, is it similar to, what is it, Jupiter's new product, the under Mercurial? Is it that kind of router, or it works separately, works differently?
Yeah, pretty much it is. Pretty much the same way that I think Radium is also integrating these same things. It works exactly the same way.
Right, okay. Okay, cool. Let's have a see if there's any live community questions at the moment. Fab Punks talked about that. Triple Yields talked about that. Fabric Uranium. What kind of synthetics can we expect to trade on Fabric? And is there going to be uranium, gold, silver? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so some of the first assets that we're looking to release on the Fabric Synthetics platform is uranium. That's one of the most popular ones, and gold, and obviously silver. And this is the alpha. One of the alpha leaks that we wanted to give out here is tungsten. Tungsten is going to be also available to trade on the Synthetics platform.
Oh, interesting. Why tungsten? Is it because it's been trending on Solana Twitter? Is it that cubes thing?
Yeah, definitely the cubes.
I don't know. I don't follow the story. Can you give us a little? What's the explanation?
I honestly, I honestly don't even know myself, but pretty much, I've seen all over Twitter since forever. All hail the cube. I'm not sure if you follow.
No, I've seen it. I
Oh.
just don't know what the origin is.
I'm honestly not even sure myself, but I mean, I've seen all the memes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We do have a question from Wales friend here. I think he's referring to the Fab Punks as well. I don't know if you can see this in the live question section as well. So what about those that were supposed to be rewarded for liquidity, providing nobody ever came back to me with an answer? I'm not quite sure what he's referring to. I think it might be the Fabric Punk.
Yeah, pretty much there was two snapshots. So we took a recent snapshot and we took an old snapshot.
Yep.
Pretty much of some of the early liquidity providers, and pretty much if you were in the snapshots, you got a Fab Punk airdrop. So it was also some new people and some OG providers, because some of them removed their liquidity and took the impermanent loss, which we decided to pretty much help them out a little bit for it.
Right. Okay. I think he's typing something, so we'll come back to that. Do you guys have any news to share? Any alpha? Any more alpha for us?
I'd say the last alpha is that I guess after the Pyth mishaps recently, we reviewed approach to fetch price data on chain.
Yep.
So we're exploring the possibility of using multiple Oracle providers.
Yep.
So in the meantime, we researched a number of Oracle providers, and Chainlink was found to be the most reliable Oracle, meeting several needs for Fabric price feeds. Since they have proven architecture, which has been battle tested and provides reliable price data, we have now also integrated Chainlink as one of our Oracle networks.
Right. So you're looking at using Chainlink. You use Pyth right now. What about Switchboard?
I don't think we've released any info on them.
Yeah.
So yeah. So honestly, don't know about Switchboard at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How long? Just a question here from Speedy in the audience. How long does the Fab Punk have to be delisted to get royalties? I would assume it's immediately if the snapshot. When does the snapshot get taken anyway? And when does the royalties get distributed?
So the snapshots are taken randomly every day. It has to be in your wallet for 7 days consecutively
to be considered.
So yeah, to get royalties, yes.
Right. So you have to have it in your wallet for a whole week, otherwise you get no royalties.
Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, a lot of people try to sneak in there, saying, "Hey, I didn't get royalties," but
yeah, the chain doesn't lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have some more questions about the Fab Punks. I think people are still a little bit sour about it, but I think we should move on from that. Do you have anything extra to say for the Fab Punks at all, or you're happy to move on?
I guess pretty much, I guess right now it kind of seems like Fab Punks are moving pretty slow, but I mean, I just feel like if you take into account the way other synthetics platforms, how their volume is pretty much really high, I think that in the future Fab Punks will bring a lot of value to you, mainly because
you're paid to say that.
No, I'm not paid to say this, because I own my own punks that I pretty much bought off secondary. Everything, all my Fab Punks I own from secondary market, and I only minted one. I was only able to mint one because I don't know. I guess I was just too slow, but yeah, I own a few Fab Punks now because I see the volume on other synthetics platforms, and it's the reason why I love Fabric, because
Yep.
I see the volume on like SNX, and it's around 70 million, 60
Yep.
million to 100 million a day.
And now compare
So
that to what Fabrics might be doing for uranium, maybe for gold, and Fab
ex-
Punk gets a drop from that.
and think about the doors that are being opened to small holders and people who can only play with a small amount of money. And so that volume, I feel like the trading fees that it's going to generate for the Fab Punk holders, it's going to exceed the sales every single day. So I just feel like a lot of people are thinking like really short term on the Fab Punks because of the whole NFT hype cycle. And it's okay, I understand, because I was a part of that hype cycle as well, and I played it the way I could. And I see why people are left thinking that maybe Fab Punks are just not doing enough right now, or they aren't delivering. But I just truly believe that as a Fab Punk holder, that later on the DEX will provide way more value than any secondary sales could ever provide.
Right on. Okay, and I probably slightly biased myself, but I believe that as well. This is probably why I started providing liquidity for your protocol when it first started and when I got my airdrop. Let's change gears a little bit. Solana Ignition Hackathon. I didn't see you guys in there. What's the current thought of the team at the moment for the Solana Ignition? What's the rumblings going on?
Honestly, I don't have any news on the Solana hackathon. I'm not sure that we even thought about entering or anything like that.
Yep, it is closed, so it's probably too late if you thought about entering. So
Yeah,
there's a few protocols in there. There might be one of them that might be a synthetics kind of protocol. So you guys might have some competition there.
yeah, definitely.
We do have some other questions here. One from Speedy. I think we did talk about what distinguishes Fabric from Synthetify, like from the product point of view. Do you want to just touch on that quickly again for us, please?
Yeah, so I can name a few, I guess, things that differentiates us from other synthetics platforms. Pretty much, first, we're obviously more community oriented. We airdropped about 8% of the Fabric token to the community. We have no VCs, so people were able to get in at the lowest price point. We will support a wide range of collateral like wrapped Ethereum. Um, we're focusing mainly on assets that are not usually available on other protocols or centralized exchanges, such as inverse indexes and exotic assets, pretty much of that nature. And yeah, we're looking to offer obviously staking and reward pools, as well as liquidity aggregators.
Damn,
So
sounds like a lot you guys are building. A lot.
yeah, so there's a lot going on. People just don't realize how much the Fab Punks helped us, and how we're going to be able to pretty much push things a lot faster
Yeah.
by hiring a whole bunch of experienced people.
Okay. The Fab Pug token itself, governance, yes, no?
Yes, definitely.
Uh,
We're definitely looking into the Fab DAO, so
yep. And I
people can
assume
definitely look out.
that's after the product has been released and after there's a good enough DAO structure in Solana.
I think we're looking to release the Fab DAO after the the release of the DApp on DevNet, so that'll be at the end of this quarter.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
That's a lot earlier than I actually thought.
Yep.
Yep.
Soon, pretty much.
Mepig Me is asking, explain what percentage of emissions will come from Fab total token pool.
From from the total token pool. Well, pretty much we have a mining reserve of 60%. So I'm honestly not sure of how much right now.
Okay.
For the pool.
All good.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll be publishing a schedule for this in the coming weeks.
Cool. Awesome. It's been 30 minutes, guys. If you've got some last minute burning questions, this is the time to ask. I'm going to ask moderator here, DataBitz, some advice you would give to people in Solana at the moment, either in or outside of crypto. You go for an exercise once in a while. Don't check your portfolio every day. Don't look at your Fab Punks every day. What advice would you give to someone?
My advice, I guess, as someone who now works in the Solana space, is if you really, really feel like you want to be here, just show up every single day to like crypto Twitter or to Discords and just do stuff without being without expecting anything in return, because the only way that a token can go up is by the community, honestly. So contributing to communities and to just crypto Twitter is a really good way to end up being a part of the ecosystem yourself. And that's the way that I pretty much ended up here, because I pretty much showed up every single day, even through the bear market, and that was pretty much it. So
yeah, cool.
My recommendation is to just show up every single day.
Yeah, even when the markets are all red, there's still something for you to do here in Solana or crypto in general. A few quick short questions, short fire questions. So we understand you guys have bootstrapped your funds at the moment. You have a good treasury to start working from, but will you guys look at having some investments outside? Has any VCs approached you?
Well, we honestly haven't tried to close any seed rounds because mainly because we don't have a MVP, like a viable product yet. But we have had VCs approach us, and we are looking to pretty much have some pretty much investments, because we have what is it, about 20% locked up for partnerships.
Yep.
And yeah, pretty much that's pretty much already set in the roadmap.
Cool. Yeah. So possible VC partnerships in the future with 20% of Fab tokens, and also 60% going to Fab holders to generate FUSD. I assume that's correct.
Yep. So pretty much one of the things that differentiates us from other synthetic platforms is that we took the community approach first, and the community was able to get in before VCs, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. If anyone's got some last minute questions, now's the time. Post it in the chat in live questions above here. Let's see if anyone on the stage wants to come up and ask a question from the Fabric team. We have one person, Shin. Shin, you should see a green bar above your screen on Discord. If you click accept, you'll come to the stage. Anyone else got any questions? We won't spend too much time. Mepig. Welcome, mate.
Oh, how are you doing?
Good, mate.
Yeah, no, I think I was just asking some questions on the chat. It was regarding the difference between synthetics and Synthify and Fabric. The main difference, as I see it, is that with that 60% of all tokens emissions to encourage Fab holders to stake, that allows one very, very deep liquidity pool to build. And with 1,000% collateral ratio, that means that you'll have two types of people using the DApp. One will be the Fab stakers who will build this deep liquidity and get encouraged to do that by the emissions. But then you'll have traders who just come along and take that FUSD and create a synthetic asset on the back of it. So those traders, they won't have to stake, but they can just buy FUSD knowing that there's 1,000% collateral ratio.
Yeah. Was there a question there? Sorry.
Well, the question is like, I think in my understanding, that's the difference between the Fabric DApp and the other competing products. So that was my question really. Is that correct in my assumption?
Yeah, it's definitely correct, and I appreciate you coming on here and pointing that out, because it's definitely something that sets us apart from other synthetics platforms.
Cool.
All right, cool. Thanks for the question, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
One last quick fire question. You got any partners or collaborations happening in Solana at the moment? You probably have some partnership with GSale and for the rest of the pools. Anything else coming soon?
Pretty much at the moment, we're just following the roadmap, and yeah, we'll pretty much keep delivering as we have planned.
Cool. Okay, it's been 36 minutes, guys. We will wrap up this AMA. I hope everyone has gotten some information out of this. I hope it has been wonderful. Thank you to the 43 members in the chat at the moment, and for all your questions. Really appreciate it. DataBitz, you have the floor.
Thank you so much for having me on and for allowing me to share pretty much everything about Fabric with you guys. And hopefully, we can have another one of these or pretty much another public, conversation soon.
Yeah, you guys are always welcome to Grape. The stage is always here. When you have updates on your products, when you're able to use it, that'd be cool. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
And shout out to some of the OG Grapes in here. I think Dean is here. Whale's friend is here. Tarek Sol, thank you very much for the announcements. And we have some Fab Punk people in here. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for listening. Appreciate your time. We're in a bull market. Take some profit. Go for a walk. I'll stop talking now.
No, one last thing. Please hook us up with Grape integration.
Grape integration. Yeah, I can't help you with that, man. You got to talk to Whale's friend. You got to talk to Dean. They're the OGs. They're in charge of that.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. This has been MetaVerse Explorer, DataBitz, just having a chat about Fabric and the Fab Punks. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.